So today I was wondering, and I was looking at a lot of things that you guys are buying, and lately, I know that one whose popularity for the everybody out there is AMC, and the question is, can you make your money back some way if you're bought away in the highs there? I personally don't have any. I've traded it here and there, but I really don't have any shares or any saying in that. Yeah, I go to the movies and all that, but I've just been watching it drop and drop and drop. And yeah, I feel for you guys if you're holding it long, if you didn't get out in time and holding on to that those diamond hands and thinking that it's gonna come back someday, and it never seems to be the case. And with these like the game stops of the world, and you think it's gonna turn into that. It did have that huge run in like 2021, mid 2021. I think that's when GameStop, when everything was going up like crazy. And those right now, they're kind of falling out of favor. So it's like you're just holding a falling knife if you're still holding it at like 783 right now. I mean, yeah, people are going back to the movies and all that, but it's really doesn't have a. I mean, the company could be in better position now that it's they did that reverse split. It's more in their favor than the shareholders. Usually, when you have reverse splits, they reverse the shares and you get so many more outstanding shares, and then it's a higher price, but then it just keeps falling and falling and falling. I mean, I've been through that before with other things that I've bought back in the day that really crushed me, and it can crush you like here. So you're holding out all hope that it's going to come back when you're just better off putting into something else, taking your loss, and then switching into something else that can't come back. But I don't know, like if you're holding at AMC when I was at the peak at 200, how chances of that ever going back to that level are really rare. I mean, you're better off putting into something that's gonna make money over time, like has a really staying power. You know, quarter after quarter they're making money, like Google, Apple, Tesla, kind of this magical seven, as they say. Um, that's a better route than holding and wishing that it's gonna come back. So that's just my opinion. And yeah, you might get some trade out of it, but yeah, I don't know. Even the last couple of weeks, it was a better short than a long. When it did that reverse split, when I was saying don't buy AMC, and I got some hate for that, and then to short it, I got hate for that as well. But I think it's instead of playing diamond hands and holding on to things forever and wishing that they're going to come back and that sort of thing, it's better to do what you think is right and short it. I mean, it was only a few weeks ago, and it was at like 15 when I did that reverse split. So that was a perfect time. If they had any shares available to short, you could have done that and made some of your money back. But it's holding this long term on AMC is just I don't see. That's my opinion is just probably I would just get my money out and try to find something else I could recoup what I can and just forget about it. I've done that before where I just sold and throw it into like an Apple, and eventually you'll get your money back. It's gonna take years and years and years, but yeah, you could. But instead of just holding on to hope, and also with reverse splits, you get less shares. So when it goes down in value, it gets worse and worse, and then they could have. I've seen cases before where they reverse split and then it keeps falling, and then they do another reverse split, and then you lose even more, and by that time it's nothing. So right now it's the last 5 years it's down 90%, and last year 89%. So most of this happened in the last year and a half. That's where it's dropped so much. So yeah, it could be a good trade here and there, but I think that's the only thing I would play AMC for. Not holding long term or anything like that. It's it's not gonna. I mean, it's just been falling and falling, and even since 2016, it was. They have this adjusted for the reverse split and make it look like it was at 150 or something like that when it never was. I think it was trading down in 20s or something like that. They just keep throwing in these reverse splits when the company was just to raise cash and um, make the shares basically dilute them more, dilute, just keep doing that and to try to stay in business. And I know for AMC, they've around where I live, and they've closed some of the theaters here, kind of consolidated because people weren't going to the theaters, and I think they had their made more money off just the real estate value. They had locations that I don't know if they owned or anything like that. That's if they owned them, that was good, and they could just sell the location. But it's a shame, kind of the community kind of loses out in going to the theater because there's some places where there's nothing downtown or anything like that, and you just have one AMC, and they close that AMC, and there's really nothing to go to if you live in that little area. But you can go somewhere else, but it's just there are less and less locations. That's because less and less people are going to the movies. Now it's picking up. But yeah, for the last 10 years, they've just been dropping and dropping. And they had that little spike in 2001, kind of the meme spike, which I really don't see that it's gonna happen again. Yeah, it could, but it's just like, I don't see the catalyst that it's gonna make that happen. So yeah, just me talking about AMC Holdings, and yeah, if you want to keep holding this or whatnot to try to get your money back, I don't see it happening. But I mean, there's some quotes of will it hit this and that, and I just don't see. One was will it hit 1,000? That's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, their quarters have been better than like I think it was a few last quarter or something. I think they beat estimates, and but the other ones they during the pandemic they're just losing money like crazy. I mean, they had some good estimates, I think, before the pandemic, and then that just kind of crushed things with the. So they have plenty of revenue. I think there was like 4 billion in revenue last annually 4 billion. Quarterly, it's like a million, a little over a billion. I mean, sorry, a little over a billion in revenue, but the earnings are not making anything. Like last quarter, it was like 9 million in earnings. So they're getting so much revenue, but they're having to shell it out in all their locations and all that. Everything else they're paying for the. I'm sure they don't own everything, so the rents and stuff like that, and they have to likely have to pay for the like the movie companies and stuff like that producing the movies, and eventually they have to pay all that stuff. But some of them they've recommended like it's a hold or close to a buy, but it's 3.6 on Yahoo Finance that it's a little bit over, it's nearby, and they say their estimated target is around $16, that it's overvalued, and yeah, like today it's trading at 7.89, around $8. So I have good volume and all that, but they're just like earnings per share is negative 5.87, so not really that great. So yeah, I wouldn't buy it, and I don't even know if I would short it or buy it. I just watch it. It's just I love the movies, I love all that stuff, but There's movie stocks and all that as investments aren't really the greatest things. So yeah, that's just my opinion on AMC. Now I've seen other movie companies like that, and they just get bought out, go out of business. It's just the nature of the business. But yeah, that's my opinion of AMC, and if you should hold it or and try to get your money back. But like I said, yeah, it's better just to switch it into a company that is making money and then try to recover it that way if you're holding it. If you lost money or anything like that. But again, this is just my opinion on a financial advisor. And if you like this video, hit like, subscribe. That would be awesome. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya. Peace.